Welcome everyone to our Great American Race pre-race show with me and Rory Picks. We're just gonna go over a bunch of stuff today, see how it goes. If everyone likes it, we'll maybe make this a weekly thing. See how it goes. How you doing today, Rory?
I'm doing beautiful. Won some money last night at the casino. Now getting ready to win some money on the Daytona 500, hopefully, with the one bet that I'll probably make. Had one bet yesterday. I think I did Caruth and Geo top 3 parlay, and then I took Raja live.
Nice.
Raja was pretty damn good.
Austin Hill. He dominates these guys, man. He just takes care of them, and I don't know, man. They can't block them. You think they'd be able to work together and get past them, but it doesn't seem to work. So we'll see how they do. The truck race was highly entertaining, I thought, and I mean that was kind of crazy at the end. Chandler came from nowhere to win it. Usually at Daytona, you feel like once they come off 4, whoever's out front's probably going to win it, but it was a nice ending, and I enjoyed watching it. So you got anything else before we get rolling?
I thought the truck race was pretty damn good. Might have been the best one I've seen in a minute. I don't know. It's just crazy how it changes from year to year, it looks like. And I mean, maybe I don't know about some subtle changes or something.
They changed the trucks, the scoot. You know how like the right rear was hanging out? They got rid of that this year.
Oh, okay.
So that changed the trucks a little bit. I'm sure once we get to the 1.5 miles, that will make a very, very big difference.
That probably prevented them from a whole lot of pushing through the turns.
Yeah.
I mean, with that,
you shouldn't be pushing in the turns anyways.
No.
Carson Hostfar doesn't know that. That dude wrecked. I mean, come on, it should be 3 strikes in a row. He spun 3 times in the truck race, and then he's up there. He reminded me like an iRacing lobby because he's 3 laps down and he's in the lead pack trying to push people and get in the way. It was just, I don't know, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I thought that was good. All right, so I did watch. I'm all out of freaking whatever. I didn't get home to like 2:30 whatever damn time last night, and I'm all right. So I did watch the truck race Friday night while I cooked and whatever and chilled. Last night was the night I rode around. Like I was glancing over, my son had it on the iPad while we were riding around door dashing. So I was like, oh, all right, I got myself now. I thought the Xfinity race was pretty good. Besides, there's like 2 freaking cheated up cars that they allow to do this I mean, it ain't something that just randomly pops up. I mean, this just keeps going on continuously. And I'm sorry, it's not driver that just does that every time. I mean, there's something there going on. Who knows? They got an extra 5 horsepower somewhere. And I mean, RCR built some strong motors. So, I mean, maybe they have found something that nobody else has, and it's not illegal. Or it's impossible to find out what the hell they're doing. So you either got to figure out something or they're just going to keep dominating. I mean, I think it's going to be I think they have a huge advantage at Atlanta like that. I mean, because Atlanta's already hard enough as it is to.
I think Hill's just a damn good driver. I mean, he works those lanes perfectly. And if you notice, like something I noticed on the race last night, and it was instead of like pulling completely up in front of the high lane, he would just go a little up and kind of be in the middle of both of them. So I don't know if that slows both lanes down, but he seemed to know something more.
Yeah, it screws up the air for him. Because if you watched Allgaier last night, I felt like Gator should have went up higher instead of
his whole car was so taped up.
It was on the backstretch right there. Like if you don't both of you get down here and allow him. I mean, he was basically like, he had the yellow line to block down low, and then nobody went high. See, that's one thing I noticed about Raj earlier on in the race. That's why I took him live, is he was actually passing cars like on the outside, would pull out and could keep going and complete a pass. So I was, unfortunately, his shit got torn up, and we didn't really.
I don't understand the refusal. Like, you would think the JRM guys and then the Hendrick cars, that's 6 cars, they could work together to get past the RCR cars, but it seems like they can never get it together, get lined up. Like they don't try. Like, compare it to Ford in the Cup Series, where Ford is, always together, always, one Ford, we're gonna win.
Yeah.
I think if some of the O'Reilly teams did that, then maybe Austin Hill wouldn't win as much. But
I just call it the Busch Series now.
I changed my database. I have Cup for Cup, I have Truck for Truck, and I'm sick of changing names. So now it's GN for Grand National.
I call them the Bushwhackers.
Yeah. So
I mean, I can't keep up with that crap. I'm sitting there still calling them the Xfinity Series, and I'm like, O'Reilly's. I'm like, oh yeah, shit. Okay, we'll just call you Bush. How about that? That's what you're known for. That's what I've always known you as, and we'll just call you that.
All right. So we're going to kind of give it an old school feel of a pre-race show. So we're going to run through some things. Obviously, we got the track facts, track analysis, 2.5 mile asphalt tri-oval, high banking in the corners, pretty flat on the straights. The tri-oval's banked medium. Trouble spot for the weekend so far seems to be cars getting tight coming off 4, classic Daytona. So we'll see if that continues today. You don't understand the banking, how that works. Someone explained to me a good time. If you were standing at the top of the corner and your buddy was standing at the bottom and someone looked, if you're at the top, you'd be on like the 3rd story of a building. That's how high it is. So that's what keeps it fast. We have the drafting style track, so we'll be pack racing and saving fuel today, which is so fun.
I wish they do away with them stupid ass stages.
Yeah. Speaking of stages, here they are. 65 laps, stage 1, 65 laps, stage 2, 70 laps, stage 3. Each team gets 4 sets of tires, fuel window, according to Bob. Wet weather, not here, but we do have lights. So,
can you imagine this race? We got 200 laps. We got a 44 to 50 lap window, which they have stretched it further, right?
It's all depends how many cautions they get and where you're riding in the pack.
I don't know. Wouldn't it be fun if we seen a 2-stop race? But just imagine. I mean, I'm sure these idiots can't go out there and run 200 laps. There's too many. Is Corey LaJoy in this?
No, he didn't make it.
Thank God. Yeah. All right, there's one caution down there. There's one that we don't have to worry about. So, I think they're just missing out on so much, not just letting this one run its course naturally instead of these dumbass stages. And they don't even make sense how they're separated. I mean, you don't have, I don't know.
Did you see Elton Sawyer's quote this week? So someone asked him about like the fuel saving and the stages and stuff, and he says, "I don't see what the problem is. There's nothing to fix." So,
okay, it's kind of common sense. Like,
I mean,
you got to really be a stupid person if you can't figure out. I mean, granted, all right. So, what was it? Watkins Glen? Was where Larson smoked everybody when they had the no stages, or was it Byron? Byron. Okay. Yeah. Well, oh well, that's probably what's going to happen. But what
Austin Hill smoked them yesterday,
right? Yeah. But I mean, what was the racing like everywhere else, and how did all that go? versus worried about one guy that comes with the setup that just kills everybody. Why are you trying to fuck his day up by throwing stage cautions out there and taking away the best car winning the race? That's my problem. It's a gimmick to take away from the best car winning the daggone race. That's all that crap is. It's just like these 18 green, white checkered flags at the end of the race. And then they've always got to find something out there on the track to throw a caution to make a green, white checkered happen. You literally are stealing. Like, you're already stealing from the drivers to begin with, which I don't guess they are anymore. And then you're stealing wins from them to put on your little product hoping to get views, because your views suck, because the racing is like, y'all have created one of the worst products I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's not bad on a mile and a half, so we got to give them credit there. And
It's
the tires
right.
are getting better.
My
problem is it's year 5 and the Daytona 500 sucks still. That's my problem. You can't pull out and pass. Like, if we saw what we saw Friday night today, I'd be a big fan, and I would book my Daytona 500 tickets for next year. I've been waiting for 4 years to go. Like, I just want a good race, you know, a chance for a good race.
The problem with Cup is where they don't go 100% all the damn time. So you don't really know what in the hell they like even have, because I know during the duels, it seems like to me that I would rather watch the duels than watch the Daytona 500 nowadays. Like, it's kind of a little bit, they ride around and save fuel up to a certain extent, but then when it's go time, it's go time. And I haven't wasted 3.5 hours of my life waiting for go time to get.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, is we're just waiting for that last pit stop, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, so I wanted to talk a little fantasy. We're gonna have Ryan Larkin on in a couple minutes to talk DFS, but non-daily fantasy, 36 for 36. If you're in a true 36 for 36 league where you got to use everyone, I'm probably throwing away these 6 plate style races. I think the drivers that you would use at these tracks, if you have to use all 36, you're probably looking at Stenhouse, Gilliland, Custard, Ty Dillon, Riley Herbst, and Cody Ware. Those are like the bottom 6. If you look at by speed last season at all the other tracks, there's some good plate racers in there, so I think you can still get a good pick. Ricky Stenhouse has won the Daytona 500, so I think that would be a fine pick if you're doing that. I also threw the NASCAR matchups in there. Kyle Larson versus Denny Hamlin. I went with Larson. Blaney versus Byron. I went with Byron. Busch versus Chase Elliott. I went with Elliott. And Bubba Wallace versus Ryan Preece. I went with Bubba Wallace. Do you have any thoughts on those matchups, Rory?
I mean, I think you could just flip a coin and take either one.
Yeah, I mean, with Daytona, again, these first 2 weeks, it's not for, you know, hardcore gambling, hardcore looking at the data, figuring stuff out, who's the fastest. I mean, I would just look at survival rate this year if you're gonna try to do that.
I feel like I don't even look at the only thing I look at for this race is freaking outright placements. I don't look at anything else. I don't look at groups. I don't look at nothing. I ain't got time to look at that. And I don't even hardly look at those. And I'm not even probably looking at the board until the race starts. And I'll probably bet somebody live late.
All right. Ryan is here. So let me add him in.
I am.
Here we go. Oh, let me just do that. Just do our faces. All right, there we go. So Ryan runs a dailyfanracing.com. He's, if you look at the leaderboards on DraftKings, you will see a lot of DFR guys at the top. So I figured we'd have Ryan on to maybe, I know he has a paywall and he has subs that he has to protect, so he doesn't need to give us the good goods, but maybe we can get a little nugget or two out of him to help us build lineups today. The thing I like most is Ryan does a newsletter that comes out. The thing I look for most in that is the optimal lineups of the past races. If you want to go ahead, Ryan, and explain, what you do about your site, and then maybe I'll fire a couple questions at you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's I think this is the first podcast that isn't mine that I've done in like 4 or 5 years. So
Thank you so much.
It's an odd thing for me to do. Yeah, Daily Fan Racing, we do pretty much what most DFS content providers do, but we just specialize in racing, right? So NASCAR and F1. I would say that the biggest difference, though, is the full breakdowns. I'm writing 4,000, 5,000 word articles for every slate, which, there's a lot of guys that have come over from like ETR in the last few months, and they're like, oh, damn, I haven't seen a racing breakdown like this. And so I kind of pride myself in making sure I have full content for everything all the time. And it's a lot of hard work, but it's obviously at this point, it's grown to the point where we're successful every week. Right. So I'm very, very lucky. And then, we got the free newsletter, and then I don't know, I'm trying to do free podcasts and free random stuff because I don't want to just be the paywall guy. I want to try to give some stuff out there. So there is a podcast up after they watch yours. If they want to go watch the one I did with Jason, by all means, check that out. And the newsletters out there, that was something. I think I did 3 newsletters last year, and I felt like a jerk. So I decided to do it every week this year, and we'll see how it goes. I've seen a lot of new subscribers there too, which is nice, where you see it grow and you're like, yeah, okay, this is why I should be doing it. So, but yeah.
So today is, you see everyone on Twitter X, it's stack the back.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine, let me just look at the lineup real quick. I imagine that Busher, Byron, Chastain, Cindric is probably the big chalk of the day.
Yep. Yeah. It's not even, it's ugly chalk too, because it's too high. It's just going to be too high of ownership. You're basically going to have half the lineups are going to have one of those drivers in it. I mean, if you're going to look at it, Byron's going to have 50% ownership. Busher will have 50% ownership. Maybe it's 48%, but right in the range of 50. So you're essentially got a 50% chance of that driver being optimal and being a great play, or them probably crashing out and being a bad play. The positive side of that is if you are willing to leverage it, say go 25% Byron and he racks out, all of a sudden you got a big edge on the field, and vice versa. But you can't avoid them. It's not a situation where you can get away from it. You just got to accept that those are the plays. But if you feel comfortable going underweight on a Busher or a Byron, you can get leverage on the field if they do crash out, which is typically what you want to try to look for when drivers at Daytona are going to be 50% owned.
So when you say stuff like that, how my brain works, say I want to win the 20 max today. That's my goal. Okay. I think I would make a rule, because I want to win it solo. I don't want to dupe. I don't know how you get in. If you get into all the, if I win, I want to win it all. I don't want to share.
Sure.
No. So I would probably make a rule with those 4 guys and say maybe max 2 guys. Or do you think that's too aggressive? Maybe
too aggressive.
3.
I would say max 3.
Okay.
If you're hand building, you're going to be able to determine how many have 3 and how many have 2. If you use an optimizer, you can go in there and say, I want 2 uniques per lineup or 3 uniques per lineup. You can tell the optimizer, like, hey, don't just keep plugging the same guys in there. Start mixing and matching this, and you'll kind of get a natural, differentiation anyways, which is good. But they're too good a place. The best way I'll explain it is the Chase Elliott effect. If you go back and look at his super speedway races, he starts in the 30s a lot, or like 28, 32nd, and you're like, damn, Chase, what's going on? And then he finishes 5th. And if you bet against it, you're screwed, and because half the field's got the guy that scored 70 points. And you can't bet against 2 or 3 of them doing it, because there's a good chance that they do. And even if they don't, let's say they're in the 3rd big crash of the day, they may still finish 17th with 45 points, which is pretty good for the slate. So their floors are the real reason you're willing to get a lot of ownership on them, because as long as they aren't in that very first wreck, they're going to do well. Now, last Talladega race, every single back starting driver crashed out on lap 50. All of them, including Chase Elliott. So He was in that wreck. So you're knowing that risk is always there, and you got to play it. But I would never go 4-4. I would never just play all of them together. I would certainly look to pivot to Cody Ware, which I love Cody Ware today for DFS, but you'll want to pivot to those guys. Or, one thing, and I'll share it with you guys. We have another little graphic. You mentioned the optimal one, but we have one where it breaks down where the optimal drivers come from in terms of starting position, and then in terms of the top 10 DK scores as well. And so like 21st to 30th has presented 31% of the optimal drivers over the last 8 races. So you can pivot off of a guy starting 37th like Ross Chastain down to someone like Corey Heim that's 29th, who's going to see half the ownership. You get a very similar percentage opportunity of them being optimal. So you're looking to leverage it. You don't want to go more than 3, I would say, just because there's going to be too many lineups that have all 4, and you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, then one thing I noticed with your newsletter is everyone in the optimal lineup scores at least 50 points or higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you're building lineups, you need to think in your head, can this guy score 50 points? What's the scenario? Do we need 2 wrecks? Do we need 3 wrecks? Do we need 4? And then the one other thing that I was thinking about, obviously we don't want to play people up front, more than one.
Right.
Would you recommend creating a rule like taking all the drivers that are starting, let me find, like 1 through 15 and say at max use 1, at max use 2?
Yeah, for sure. So if you look at the optimal drivers that start inside the top 10, there's only been 4 over the last 8 races. So it's literally 1 every other race. And if you look at the names, it's Ryan Blaney times 2, Austin Cindric, and I think the other one was like Chris Buescher or something from 10th. Those are obvious plays. Like Ryan Blaney winning at Daytona is not really a surprise, right? So you can write off anyone that's not an elite tier guy. Like I feel pretty confident that you can just X them out. Don't even worry about building lineups with them. A guy like Logano or Blaney or even Chase Elliott, who start 3rd, 4th, and 5th, have the opportunity to lead 50 laps and win. So you don't want to completely write them off. But if you're doing a 20 max and you're saying there's a 3% chance today one of them does it, how much ownership do you really want to give them? Now, if you're building 150 lineups or 300 lineups, and you're just floating everywhere, get some coverage. But even within 10 lineups or 20 lineups, you don't want that much, if any. And the best example I can use for this, and I talked about this in the podcast, is Blaney last year from the pole won and was optimal with 55 points. And if you look at the other past optimals, 55 points is at best a 50-50 shot of being on the optimal lineup. And he had to maximize his day perfectly to make it happen. So it's just a very difficult path to being on the winning lineup. It's not impossible, but I typically just stay away. I X them all out. I say, if they beat me, they beat me. Okay, so what? But I'm trying to give myself the best opportunity to create profit. And then if I spiral into the winning lineup, great. But yeah, the top 15 at max 1. If it's a situation where you got really good teammates, like it was at Daytona, I think in 2023, where Keselowski and Buescher started 11th and 12th, and they finished 1st and 2nd. If you can stack a teammate pair that's kind of on the back end of that group, okay, I can justify it too. But aside from that, I don't really want much ownership on any of them.
Gotcha. Rory, you have any? I know we don't dabble in DFS that much. I'm trying to get more into it this season. I know Rory's won the mini max before. I've won the $5 before. DFS is fun.
Yeah, I came in 2nd last year in the freaking Chrome Horn by like 0.0. Fuck, I don't know what the hell daggone NASCAR DFS, free NASCAR DFS beat me by. I DM'd him. I was like, you bastard.
Jason, that's who.
Yeah,
that's with.
I DM'd Jason. I was like, you asshole. I was like, congratulations. It's so exciting though, because I mean, when I'm playing and I'm up there, I'm not one that doesn't look. I got that pulled up on one computer. I'm watching the race, and I'm like just sitting there the whole time, and I'm like waiting on the heartbreak and the disaster. And especially if you done bet the same people. Like a lot of times I like to be a little bit different on both of them, so I have something that I'm falling back on. But I know also that doesn't put you optimal to win every single week. But
Right.
I guess when you float both ways, it's kind of like it's your money.
You
And
do what?
I'll like, let's say the guy, like, I may be betting on completely different people that I'm going to use in DFS, like the way that it
Yeah.
falls sometimes and whatever. So you have DFS to look forward to if you're having a bad day gambling. Sometimes you're sitting like, oh, might be able to win this actually, or whatever. But I don't know. I I like playing the 150 every week usually, and I play 20 entry Chrome Horn every week.
Yeah.
It's disappointing towards the end of the year when the payouts start getting a little lower. I kind of float away from it a little bit, so to speak. I'll pick one. And usually it's the Chrome Horn I'll end up playing, because that's easier for me if I'm not like planning out a whole like few days of trying to get together who I'm gonna play. If I'm gonna play 20, it ain't that hard, because I mean, I play to win. I don't play to sit there and worry about getting my money back. It's either I'm gonna win something or I'm gonna lose. It ain't no in between on Chrome Horn. It's like 80%. I'm going heavy.
You're right.
I'm going heavy with my two guys that I really like. They might be in 100% of the lineups, and
Right.
one of them wrecks, it's over. If they don't wreck and I nail it, I got a good shot.
Ricky Bobby style.
There's a lot of people that play that philosophy. You know, for me, I can't say that because there's so many different possible outcomes. So you kind of have to bridge the gap when you're talking about drivers. But yeah, there's a lot of people that play like, listen, Denny Hamlin's the best car here at Phoenix. I'm not getting away from that. I'm just loading up on them. And then that gives you 20 bullets in the chamber instead of splitting it up and having 10, right? So strategy's good when it hits and it's bad when it doesn't.
It's terrible. Which, I mean, I guess it's good if your wife has an account too. You can run 220 entries.
Hey, I did that for a while. I did that for a while. I messaged them first. I was like, listen, I'm going to start an account with my wife. That's fine, right? And they're like, yeah, please give us money. So,
they don't care. They just take money.
They don't care.
They do not care one bit.
All right, Ryan.
Accounts who took down the mini max at Coda.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
Everyone, go sign up for the free newsletter at least if you want to get some high quality DFS content. Give Ryan some of your money; he'll help you out. Like I said, his guys. You look at the top of the leaderboards; it's DFR. That's all I see. I saw yesterday one of your guys won the big tournament. So
yep,
nice,
yes, sir. I appreciate you guys having me on. Best of luck with your picks today, and I'm just ready to get through the day with no rain.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. I'm saving that for the end because I don't want to disappoint people.
Don't want to be too negative early.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll catch you next time.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right,
later. All right, guys. We're going to go through the driver lineup, show you every driver. You're going to see the driver, the number, the car, what manufacturer, what their 2-win price is. I made it last night, so things may have changed. So you might just bear with me on those. And then at the end, we'll go through comments and questions. If anyone has them, fire them in the chat, and we'll do those at the end. All right. And I don't think you guys want to look at our ugly faces, at least mine. So we'll just.
I'm looking good this morning.
We'll just do this.
I didn't even prep.
Boom. So this is how we're going to go through it. We have Chris Buescher in the last row, starting all by himself. He was 28-1 last night. I like the look of his car. The RFK, very good. Honest. I bet Buescher earlier in the week. Usually I don't build models for the plate racing. I built one this week just for shits and giggles. Chris Buescher was number 1, so I had to bet him. Roars? Anything?
I just got one thing on the like this goes with Buescher on DFS. How do you not play 100% today, Buescher and Byron, and just roll with it?
I mean, yeah, if you do that, you can, but you're gonna want to get different other places then.
You know? Oh yeah, I know that, but I don't know. It's one of those things where I think when you got two guys like that starting in the back that are as good as they are, think
Yeah,
I got
they're
to
going to
take
be
a
heavy
chance.
chalk.
Yeah, I got to take a chance because everybody else is going to have them. And it's one of those where, like y'all were talking, I was going to throw in, but I won't interrupt him. But it's like sometimes you just got to have chalk.
Yeah.
Like there's no avoiding. Like if you're going to, it's just you got to be right. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. But Busher, yeah. Like you can't ever count Busher out at a plate at a
Gotcha.
at a spacer race.
Spacer.
Spacer. He's
Snuck-
gonna be up there. I at some point he probably will be leading this race.
Yeah. And then so row 20, we got Byron and Algar. Byron's 18-1, Gator's 60-1. I mean, both Hendrick engines. I'm sure Gator's just going to be hanging in the back until it's time. And then, maybe after a couple wrecks, Byron, I fully expect him to be up front, mixing it up with the others,
Yeah, I mean, I don't see neither one of Busher or Byron not leading this race or up in the top 5 at some point, unless they get caught up early in some
that's the
stuff.
thing.
I mean, the thing is with them, they're gonna get their track position, move on up and through the field, long as it's no stuff, because everybody's gonna be saving some fuel. So I mean, they can run a little bit harder at times, especially if they can get some big runs, make some passes. They'll be in the top 10, I'm sure, before the stage is over.
All right, let's check out the next row. Row 19, we got BJ. I don't want to save fuel. McLeod says, "Fuck your fuel savings. We're here to race, and I'm going to put the pedal to the fucking metal."
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. If we had 40 other BJ McLeods today, we might get a race. And then we got Ross Chastain. He's going to mix it up. I feel like he kind of hangs back, though, until later in the race. Like he kind of rides, towards the back until it's time.
Yeah, he's actually, he comes out of nowhere. I don't know what kind of like
Kevin Harvick, the closer style.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like that. I mean, Dale Earnhardt was like that. Like, I don't know, you could hang back and then all of a sudden you knew when it was time to go. And I mean, it takes a little bit of everything. So you got to have a pusher and whatnot. But he does a really good job of getting through traffic with a run. And he can drive. He can drive with a big push. Some of these guys can't handle it. And
yeah, we saw that a lot in Xfinity last night in trucks, dudes getting big loose on those big pushes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Joey Logano's the best.
Yeah.
All around on super speedways. If we had 40 Joey Logano's out there and 40 BJ McLeods, we would have some aggressiveness and not saving fuel.
All right, we're going to hit row 18. We got AJ and Austin Cindric. Cindric's 18-1. I'm going to do this real quick just for people that aren't familiar with betting and odds and stuff like that. If you notice, all the odds I did, they're all, 18-1, 70-1 on these guys. So if you go and bet $1 on Austin Cindric and he wins the race, you're going to win $18 and you're going to get your dollar that you bet back. So you would have $19. So that's how it works with all these numbers. Just to let non-bettors know how it works. AJ, I'll be honest, I threw a bet on him. Sentimental favorite based on that number. Be like Biff. Maybe he gets it done today. I wish it was a lot higher. I think it should be a lot higher. They have no Chevy support with the Ram truck deal. So sentimental favorite today.
How much does that affect them with the new body style, you think?
I just think you're not getting any wind tunnel, probably simulator data, stuff like that. I mean, at a place like this, I'm sure it's fine. Like him and Ty will probably still draft up to the front, but I'm more worried when we get to Vegas and, Kansas and the mile and a half. I think they'll probably struggle pretty bad. All right, next row. Cody Ware and Ty Dillon, a couple of long shots. Row 17, full long shots. 250-1 for Cody Ware, 100-1 for Ty Dillon. Cody Ware does have some good, a top 10 here or there. Basically, if everyone, if we get enough wrecks, remember we talked with Larkin about, okay, how many wrecks do I need for Cody Ware to be up there? And then Ty Dillon, he's a good drafter. He should be up there and probably mixing it up. Probably will get in a wreck or cause one.
I just got this. I got this feeling today. If we can get the rain to come in and make this race more exciting, push a little aggressiveness, these two cats right here might finish in the top 5.
It could. Again, we'll talk about rain at the end because I don't want to.
I know. I'm just hoping for an exciting race. I think the might make it a little more exciting. We got to push the finish up.
So row 16, we got Jimmy not with an Y Johnson and Connor Zilich.
Man.
Jimmy finished high last year. Again, attrition. He's 90-1. Zilich in his first Daytona 500 is 45-1. I would imagine that Connor Zilich's goal today is just to do all the laps. I don't think we'll see him making aggressive moves or, in the mix early or even in stage 2. But I think his goal today should just be to do all the laps, just finish the race.
I think Zilich is going to finish top 10.
All right.
That's somebody that I was going to look at as to maybe I might do a top 10 parlay.
I did 4. I got 4 guys to win. I already said 2 of them, and we got 2 more coming. That's all I have for today. I might throw in some other lays for fun. You bet a little, might be able to make a lot if you guys know what I'm talking about. We'll see if those hit, but other than that, that's all I'm rolling with today.
Yeah, I'm not rolling with a whole lot. I'm just thinking about a top 10 parlay.
We got another rookie in row 15, Corey Heim, making his Daytona 500 first appearance, and Zane Smith 75-1. I'm sure Heim is probably just like Connor Zilich today. You just want to do all the laps, not cause a wreck, not be in a wreck, just, learn. Zane and Todd Gilliland, I feel like they lost something in the offseason. We watched the duel. They kind of just hung out in the back. So I'm kind of unsure on those guys.
I felt the same way about them as far as like even the All-Star race and then this week. And I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things that I think all the stuff in the off season and what they were all involved in, I think has affected that team more than it's affected Hamlin and them a little bit. But I mean, the speed that the 2311 cars have right now is also seems like it's kind of off in single run. They were really slow because they're getting ready to come up here in this lineup before long down here.
Are you ready? 2311, all row 14.
Yeah,
we got Bubba and Riley Herbst. Bubba's 25-1. Riley Herbst long shot, 125-1. Bubba looked good in his duel. He got to the front. He was up there mixing it up. And then Riley Herbst, I mean, did they announce that Corey Heim's driving this car yet next year?
Not yet, right?
Okay. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm sure he's a nice guy and stuff, but jumped up way too soon, just because you can have the sponsor money. And then next row, we got Noah and Tyler Reddick. Noah's 90-1 in another front row car, and Tyler Reddick's 40-1 also in a 2311. I feel about Reddick the same way I felt about Zane Smith. He kind of just hung out in the back in his duel. I know there's always concern with the backups and all that, so maybe some of these teams just didn't want to tear stuff up early in the season. Atlanta's the next race, but he just didn't seem aggressive to me,
Yeah, I don't know what that. I'm kind of like leaning on towards the end of a lot of teams don't want to have to fool with the backup this week. Or, I mean, what do you do if like 2 or 3 of them wreck all at the same time?
Yeah, that's the big problem.
Then you're scrambling. You got bringing new cars down. I don't know. It can turn into a disaster where I guess the benefit of what? I mean, what really is the benefit of winning a 150? You get how much of a bonus?
You get those 10 points now.
And you get a 10 point bonus. So, I mean, you got that, but it's also one of those things where it's, I think you just want a peaceful Daytona week sometimes.
All right, next row, we got Cole Custer. He's in a Chevy now with Hendrick support. So I'd imagine he has a Hendrick engine. Not sure how much support he's getting. Eric Jones is 45-1. And there's rumors, and no one's come out and said that Legacy and Gibbs have an alliance. It's kind of been more words like partnership and stuff like that. So not sure how much support they're getting, but it seems like they are getting some Joe Gibbs Racing support now.
Huh. I think Jones could be a dark horse today. Maybe
him and John Hunter do draft well. So I think they're both, could be up there. Maybe top Toyota. I haven't really looked at numbers since way earlier in the week. I wrote an article I threw on X about who gets top Toyotas, top Fords, top Chevys. If you guys want to check that out. Next row, we got row 11. We got Alex Bowman at 28-1 and Denny Hamlin 14-1. Denny's 3-time Daytona 500 champion. So, I mean, he does know how to draft. Unfortunately, this package, you can't really pull out and pass. You got to wait for people to save fuel. I'm sure he'll be there at the end. He does, he's like Chase Elliott. They just survive and they're there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, either one of these can win. Bowman was second 2 years ago. Yeah, second to Byron.
Yeah, so I mean, possible winners. Would love longer odds if just because it's Daytona. I'm not going to bet them, but again, I'm saving most of my bankroll for Coda. So
absolutely,
what I do, I might throw some darts for this race and next week, but nothing really big. I don't think I bet anything more than $25. Row 10, Ryan Preece, the Clash winner. And then we got Grandpa's boy, Ty Gibbs, chasing away Chris Lambert, 45-1, and Ryan Preece is 28-1. Full disclosure, I bet Preece earlier in the week. It was a little above 30. I even had the bet before he had the Clash. Him and Busher and Brad, they're going to be up there. The RFK cars are solid. I just think he could win it. And especially I think it was like 35-1. So I was happy with that.
I don't mind that at all.
You think Ty Gibbs wins the race this year, finally?
I'm going to say, a mile and a half.
Mile and a half. Michigan. We'll put Michigan in that same category.
Yeah, you can throw Michigan in any mile and a half. I mean, he has. I feel like RC now that you got Zilich and SVG, and then you got it's Bell, Byron, Larson at certain ones.
I think he could be a sleeper at Bristol. He seems to always be good at Bristol, but has problems.
Yeah, Bristol definitely. He probably should have won Bristol last. What was it? The last one?
Yeah, or maybe two ago. He's always up there. All right, row 9. We got the little engine that could, the longest shot of the race. Casey Mears at 350-1, and we got Todd Gilliland at 65-1. Again, Casey Mears, they were taking parts off the Atlanta car to put on this car after the wreck in the duel. So I would not imagine him being dicey or an up front getting into the shit. I would imagine he's going to ride in the back, hope for a bunch, 3-4 wrecks, and then maybe you can get a top 10 if that's what you're looking for. Todd, same as Zane, they kind of hung back in the duel, so you couldn't really get a good read on them.
I don't care about neither one of these.
Yeah. All right. Row 8. Daniel
God.
Suarez at 70-1 and Ricky Stenhouse at 40-1. Now, Suarez, I kind of look at it like he has won plate tracks and he's in a better plate track car now, I think. He has a Hendrick engine as opposed to an RCR engine now. So maybe you could justify 70-1. I haven't thrown anything on him, but I could see him up front dicing it. He might be a good one and done pick. I didn't mention him earlier, or a 36 for 36. And then Stenhouse, he's going to be up there mixing it up. He's always up front at the plate tracks. So either one of these guys I could see winning today.
Yeah, both of them are good spacer racers. And Spacers. I don't know. You can't never count old Spinhouse out. He seems to know how to come from behind, and he can handle a shove. I mean, I will say that he can drive as far as like shoving or taking one. So he does really well at timing and everything. Suarez, I feel like Suarez is one of those ones where he'll get up there and peak during it because of maybe the half throttle, something. I don't know. He don't seem like he's around as much at the end at Daytona or Talladega as in Atlanta.
Gotcha. All right, row 7, we got SVG and Josh Berry. SVG's 90-1. Josh Berry's 50-1. SVG, he's learning this. He did progress last season. If you want to throw a dart on him, again, I can't. It's the Daytona 500. Anyone can win. If you want to throw darts, throw darts. Don't spend all your money. That's all I'm saying.
I think
Josh Berry.
Yeah.
Now, Berry, and there's another guy that's coming up like this. He's 50-1, right? None of his teammates, and I know people say it's Wood Brothers. It's not. It's a fourth Penske car. None of his other teammates are above 20-1. We know teammates run together. He's going to be right there with them. Couldn't blame you if you throw a shot at him at 50-1. He'll be there with those guys,
I think he's a great candidate for stages.
Yeah, if you like that.
I do. Right. I like Josh Berry. Like, I think he's a good bet. If you had, let's say if you had $10 today and you wanted some return, I would put money on Josh Berry. I think he's got a fast car. Like you said, it's a Penske. It's not a technical outsider, like just single car Wood Brother. I mean, it's a Penske car. And I mean, Josh Berry's a good driver. He reminds me a lot of your Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin. I feel like those older, he's more of an older school race car driver where you've had to take care of tires and stuff coming up on short tracks and whatnot. And I don't know. I feel like he's got a little bit of patience, and you need a little bit of patience on a day like today. I mean, you don't need to get in trouble early. I think he's a good candidate at 50-1, like, or even top forward, whatever those odds are. Like, I feel like he's a very good play.
Gotcha. All right, row 6 is a couple Toyotas. John Hunter Nemechek 70-1, Christopher Bell 25-1. Bell is both these guys, both good speedway racers. They'll be up there. They'll be, in it. Maybe Toyota tries that. I remember a couple years ago, Toyota was like, we're not going to do the fuel saving. We're going to pit and go. And it was going to work. And then John Hunter wrecked all 6 of them, I think. So could happen, could not. We'll see.
He's a bonehead. That's what the hell he is.
All right, let's look at row 5. Brad, Mr. Peanut with his cane, Keselowski, 20-1, and Michael McDowell 55-1. Again, that number on McDowell 55-1, I could see people justify betting that. He's a good speedway racer. Brad will be up there also.
Yeah, I mean, but this is just it's just such a so anybody can win this race basically. I mean,
Especially now
I'm not,
we're getting to the guys, they finished high in the duels. They're
yeah.
starting up there because they won the duels, they finished second, third, they're up front,
You got former 500 winners like come. I don't know. Brad probably should have been done 1-1 by now. I don't think he
Yeah.
is, but
No,
who
he
knows
hasn't.
today?
McDowell has.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know McDowell has. I'm just saying McDowell won the one that Brad probably almost should have won. But him and Logano wrecked each other.
Yeah, Brad gets into those. I'm just gonna push you, and if you can't hold it, that's your fault.
Yeah.
All right. Row 4, Austin Dillon, 50-1. Kyle Larson, 18-1. I know Rory loves Kyle Larson, but give me a minute to talk about Austin Dillon.
Love it.
Everyone loves Kyle Busch this week, right? Everyone. Austin Dillon is just as good as a plate racer, and he has the same car, the same engine. He was up front in the duels.
He doesn't have the same car. This one's got 3 on it.
Yeah, the same build cart, He's
Yeah,
50-1. I think that's a big mistake. I think he should be like 25, in my opinion. I bet Austin.
I haven't looked at the odds, but you're sitting here showing me Austin Dillon at 50-1, and there's no way in hell that I'm not betting that.
Look at that car. It's 25 years.
Yep.
Gotta bet it, man. Can't not.
Yep.
And then Larson is probably, he runs up front at these and it just does not get the result ever.
He's going to be there at the end. I bet he pushes the winner.
You got that? Hopefully he's pushing his row 4 counterpart.
That will work. Hell, what's a Austin Dillon Kyle Larson 1-2?
I don't know. I don't bet.
if they had that, nah, I'm just playing. But I mean, I feel like Larson has shoved a lot of the previous winners.
Yeah.
To the win. I mean, he did shove Stenhouse the other year. I will say one thing. He has been at the front, whether it's on just bad luck that he has or what. But he gets up there. He leads laps, and he actually is a good pusher and everything. He just don't have the luck that goes with it.
The finishes.
Yeah.
Speaking of causing wrecks, let's go to row 3. We got Carson Hocevar at 30-1, and we got Ryan Blaney with fucking greatest mustache ever at 12-1. I mean, that thing's just. You think he charges for mustache rods?
He's giving my father-in-law a run on mustache.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a hell of a stash there. I think I could do that if I wanted to. I always trim mine. I can't. The shit right there just gets on my nerves. Yeah, it don't work out too good. I be done called it on fire or some shit.
And like we said with most of these guys are going to be up front. These are the guys that are going to be up there. You just got to hope they don't get in the wreck. Hocevar has spun 3 times in the truck race. He got 1 or 2 wrecks in the Xfinity race. So I don't think I would bet 30-1 on him. I would want a much higher number just because he has more likely to get into a wreck.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to go to row 2 with the dual winners. We got Joey Logano and his new bald head at 12-1 and Chase Elliott at 16-1. Obviously, these guys are good. They won the duels. They won the practice race, whatever you want to call it. I know it's a qualifying race, but it's not really when it only matters for freaking one person. Again, these guys will be up front. All comes down to is who's going to get in the wrecks and who doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think either one of these definitely could win. Chase probably should have won one of these, maybe 2. I had him the one year. He ran out of gas. Is that the year Kurt Busch won?
I don't remember.
In the 41.
I know Joey has he's a defending 500 champion. So He's done it before. He knows what it takes.
Joey, I mean, I said it earlier. Joey Logano is the best plate super speedway spacer, whatever the hell you want to call it. The results are there. He's won it all of them, Atlanta included. He's a guy that he's got a set on him, and he probably wishes, like Dale Earnhardt, that they would take the damn plates off of these and go as fast as you can.
Yeah. You mean like how the pull speed is slower than it was in 1968?
Yeah, exactly.
That's awful. That's awful.
We need to bring the Hemis back.
They just need to bring some motors back. All right. Finally, we got the front row. Kyle Busch, 16-1. What's this? 21, 22 years of trying. Still hasn't done it. Chase Briscoe came out awesome last year with Joe Gibbs. He's 22-1. I'm sure again, but like I said, both these guys are up there. It's about just getting a good number today. That's why I like Austin Dillon. He's 50-1. Kyle Busch is 16-1. To me, they're going to be right next to each other. So I'll take the guy that's 50-1.
Yeah, I'm not one to have a bunch of stuff going into this and chasing and all that. Like
$25 bets, man. You know how much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting too heavy. And then, like I said, I mean, I'm big live better every week, but these weeks right here, especially, I don't know if I've really taken anybody outright wise this week. Maybe one time. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I bet live. Why not just sit here and wait and 20, 25 laps to go, start seeing what's going on and grab you somebody. I mean, any of them, anybody can win this thing. I mean, I'm not going to say anybody.
There's a Cowboy can't, but yeah, we understand.
Gator, no. I don't expect much out of Gator.
I would just take out probably Casey Mears.
Yeah.
PJ.
Yeah.
Once there's green flag pit stops, they're not going to be able to stay with the pack.
No.
In the field, this is, I just figured, again, old school field. This is something they used to always tell you. We got 19 Chevys, 11 Toyotas, and 11 Fords in the race today. And then let me go back. Sorry, first time doing all this crap.
Well,
we'll throw the race facts up, and you want to do some comments, see if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, that's cool with me. I'm trying to figure out when we're gonna break the weather news. You ain't breaking the weather news.
All right, here, let's talk about the weather. We'll do weather and then comments. All right. So they moved the start up. That was a very, very, very good decision. Okay. Green flag for the race is at 2:13. Okay. The average race time in 22, and I only looked up this car, and that way we have, what it usually takes. 22, 3 hours and 33 minutes. 23, 3 hours and 38 minutes. 24, 3 hours and 10 minutes. 25, 3 hours and 53 minutes. The rain is coming between 5:30 and 6.
Yeah.
Also, there are thunderstorms. So we're probably going to get shut down by lightning before the rain even gets to the track. So maybe 5:15 is when we should start worrying about the race ending. And again, I'm not a weatherman. This is just the shit I look up to do my, for my betting. I want all the info. So if we have a quick race, maybe they get it all in.
It looks like around 5:10.
Yeah.
And
once it starts, it's over. So if we're at halfway when the rain starts and odds are open, I bet you can get a number on the guy that's winning. I'm sure you can't, but go ahead, because once it starts, it's done. We're done. Okay. Just want everyone. That's the key takeaway. And it's probably going to be lightning that stops it first.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here.
It's going to be close. I mean, they moved it up the hour. That's going to let them get to halfway.
They're not going to finish this. I don't feel like unless it's like 24. I was at 24. There were hardly no cautions, a lot of green flag racing, and hell, only one green white checker.
Yeah, and it
I
just
think. I mean, that's what killed what last year was how many damn it was a pile of green white checkers last year, right? Is that what made that or a bunch of wrecks? Which one?
I don't have it up right now. I didn't write that down, but it's just if they don't wait stage breaks, cautions, I think you'll see, and I hope we see a urgency today of when there's a caution. Let's get back to green as fast as we can.
I think they're an hour off. They should have started this Joker
Yeah.
at 1.
But they can only move. So they moved it up an hour, and that's all they're allowed with the
Gotcha.
TV. Yeah, if they moved it up 2 hours, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, I know they got to fight with a lot of TV stuff too. I mean, I'm not going to rag them on that. I don't think if they could have moved it up another hour, they would have.
Looks like we got Mark in Mississippi. He's on 83 with us.
Yeah, let's go, Mark. Big Dodge Cummins. He got him a new ride. He got him a big dually. I don't know what he's pulling with it other than fat women and beer, but
SC looks like he's ready to take down some tournaments today. I think I saw he won one yesterday.
yeah, he texted me the other day asking me about DFS, and I was like, I doubt I'm playing. My focus is on Coda. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy these next few weeks because I know the grind's getting ready to start. And
then as Papa Cop says, Busher's chalk, Byron's chalk. Also talking about how we'll be saving gas today.
I mean, I feel like with the Byron and Busher, here's my thoughts. It's either like you're almost all in on them and just going to ride the chalk and think they're going to be top, or either you full faith. I don't think there ain't no, I'm going to mix these guys in a few lineups for the hell of it. It's either just you're going to full out just, all right, I'm going to be totally different. Let's say, what do you think they'll be owned today? 50? I mean, that's a lot for a plate.
I would just say those 4 guys I mentioned, they'll be between probably like 40 and 60%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you just roll with whatever you want to roll with here, whatever you're feeling, and hope it works out. Because
then, Andrew said Joey's got to be the biggest one to wreck out. False. Carson Hocevar. You think the Sammer roars?
Yeah, I mean, I think Joey gets wrecked a whole lot at these and whatever because he's aggressive. But I don't feel like he wrecks out of them like Carson Hocevar. I think Carson Hocevar is just reckless.
Did you see NASCAR did like one of them things where they ask all the drivers, like, who would you let date your sister? And then one of them was, who's most likely to cause a wreck? Everyone said Hocevar.
He is just reckless. God, he is reckless. Talented as hell. But is absolutely, he's got to figure it out this year. And I mean, a lot of your faster guys have went through this in their careers. Jeff Gordon tore up a whole lot of shit. But it becomes a point where like you either start toning it back and learning from it, or you're going to be gone, or you're going to be falling back down to the truck series riding around with Justin Haley.
Mm-hmm.
And Haley's a complete opposite. He's just ass, like in the upper series compared to the lower ones. That's
Drake got some good odds on AD. 70-1 earlier in the week. That's a good bet.
Yeah, he was 80. He was.
Dennis got a top 10 at Bet365.
What'd you get on that, Dennis? $5?
Yeah, I was gonna have to. For those that can bet at Bet365 or have a friend that can bet at Bet365.
I need to find a new friend. What
Let's see. People were happy with Larson joining. Hope he comes back regular. Yeah, like everyone, I don't know. It seemed to went well. I'll probably be back next week. This was fun. Maybe when we get to Coda, we can have some other more data driven forecast, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And then let's see, Auto Lotto. He's got a lotto himself, 83, Joey and Bubba. That's for top Chevy, top Ford, and top Toyota, 450 to 1. So he wants to get a little crazy.
Damn, I like that.
Yeah.
Wife be watching the races.
Yeah, I'm not a big matchup guy, Drake, at all. Even at super speedways, I understand some people do like it. That's probably just going to come down to whoever wrecks, whoever doesn't wreck. I'm just not a big matchup guy. I don't know why. I know a lot of other bettors are. It's just I get really pissed when I win something for 99% of the race and then lose it in the last one.
All right, I'm a matchup guy.
You see, there you. Will you like that then? You like that matchup?
If I was gonna play, yeah, I mean, sure, plus 190. I think anybody plus, if you got anybody plus money in matchups at a spacer track, then I think if you're a matchup guy, that's a play. Do I think though that Kyle Busch is going to be in the top 5 to finish this race? Yes. So
well, yeah, he's got to push it Dylan across the line first.
Exactly. So I don't know. I just don't. I don't like matchups on any kind. Atlanta here, Daytona, Talladega. I do not like matchups. Give me somewhere where I feel like I got an advantage to play a matchup. That's the thing. You're basically the reason why I say you can play anybody at plus money. Like, let's say you just went through the whole board, played everybody at plus money. You're playing a 50-50 flip. It might work out great one race, and it might work out, like crap the next one. Like, who knows? It would have to be one of those things where you religiously play them all the time at each plate race to see if that works out or if that doesn't. You can't just, I don't know. That's why I don't like fooling with that, because I'm not somebody that's going to sit there and let's say I'm going to play 4 or 5 matchups at these tracks. I don't feel like the risk is worth the reward. Now, if you wanted to build a matchup parlay, well, let's say you take all the underdogs, like anybody plus money, and want to build that up and sprinkle that for fun, I say go for it. Like, but I just
make sure you do the that bird thing with that too. That round robin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean that, and then you got the groups. You start piling in some groups in a parlay, and you can make that thing big. Go out there and build you one of them today. I don't know it. I like DraftKings where I can do top 3, top 5, or whatever, kind of build me up something that gets some long odds. I don't think anybody else offers that, right?
I think they're about one of the few that let you parlay them.
I mean, I know 365 will have some built top 3 and top 5s and things of that nature, but see, I don't know. Caesars might have now. I don't fool with them a whole lot, but I think I might have heard somebody mention that they parlayed something at Caesars. So might want to check there.
Gotcha. See if we got any more questions. There you go. You were just talking about this, Rory. Auto Lotto last year hit 150 to 1 on plus matchups. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's the way to go. Like, you just take a chance and score. Cool.
Scores allowing top 10. Thanks, Aaron. I think that's Rocky Mountain, right?
Yeah.
On Twitter. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Oh wait, next he said. Never mind.
Oh shit. It's like DK.
Yeah. I mean, you can also to the top manufacturers. That's where you can kind of throw some darts, have some fun, lose a little bit of money because you know you ain't gonna win it. Got anything else, man? I kind of want to keep it to an hour. We're about at an hour.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm probably in the doghouse anyway. I forgot to tell the old lady I was doing this, and she went and ate breakfast by herself. So I got a text. I'm eating breakfast by myself. I was like,
We'll go get you some breakfast.
I'm like,
Real quick, Chastain, Suarez, Busher, Byron all go into the back for backup cars. That's it. Doesn't matter. Who cares?
yeah, exactly. When's Coda gonna be here?
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. I just want to say thank you to everyone joining in. It was really fun. I hope you join us next week. Go ahead and like and subscribe. We're going to figure out how to get this on Rory's channels next week too. So we just got to get him to set it up with me. We'll
get everything straight. Maybe during the latter part of the week, like on Friday or something during the day.
Yeah, watch my acts this week. I'm going to roll out a lot of cool new stuff. Just have like a post every day about a certain stat. So we'll have some fun. We'll save our money for Coda. Let's go Austin Dillon today. Let me check these last 2 comments. We got anything? You boys have fun. Thanks again. Great show. All right, Roars, have a great day, man.
Let's go 3.
Let's go 3.
Later.